Hello, welcome to today's immigration tidbit. Well, I'm on the treadmill today and it's cold outside, hence the hat and the jacket. But let me answer your question. Generally speaking, the I-129 is not yet up to be able to do online, but there's some issues with that. You want to be sure, of course, when you submit the I-129, that you have sufficient evidence to prove the bona fides of the pending marriage. Now, a lot of times when people do fill things out online, of course they fill out the forms and they fill out everything that happens to be there, but they don't submit any supporting evidence. And generally, the supporting evidence is the most important part, assuming you filled out all the forms correctly. So you're going to want to make sure that if you're filling out an I-129F for a fiancé, that you do prove that your fiancé wants to marry you for purposes of love and not to ultimately get the green card. You have to realize that immigration thinks that everybody who walks in the door is lying. Okay, so they will think right off the bat that the only reason your fiancé wants to be with you is to get the green card, and the moment they have the green card, they're gone. So there's some checks and balances with that. There's some other things that can be done, but what you're going to want to do is submit sufficient evidence in the beginning to show that in fact that is the case. You want to show how long you've known each other, correspondence, pictures. Obviously, if you met last month one time in a foreign country and you were there for 3 days and now you want to get married, that raises a big red flag. It doesn't mean it can't be done. It doesn't mean that there's not love at first sight type thing, but it certainly raises a red flag. So the reality is, the longer you have known each other, the more times you've met, the more credible the evidence is, the more likely it will be approved. The bottom line is, what's the use of having it online if you don't submit all the necessary evidence and it just gets denied? You'll just get a denial online. So you do want to be careful with the evidence you submit. Okay.